Hey everyone, this is Bo from the Mars server. I'm here to do a video on alchemy. That's right. This is my main focus in game, so I'm really excited to do a video on this topic. Do keep in mind, however, that this is going to be a really long video because there's a lot to cover. So let's get started. Okay, so the first thing you want to know is how to get a cylinder. You can get the basic cylinders from an alchemy shop, and they come with a regular cylinder, which can be focused for any type of skill set, whether it's fire, water, wind, or clay. And then they've got the fire cylinder for fire-related skills like flame burst, heat buster. Then they've got the clay cylinder for clay-related skills like sand burst. They've got wind cylinder for wind blast, things like that. Water cylinder for water cannon. Guard cylinder, it's kind of like a shield. You don't really have to wear it, but it is good to have with alchemy because you will need it for certain skills like HYDRA and elemental wave and so on. Now, do keep in mind that the cylinder on the bottom, the tower cylinder, is not really used as much, but it's still good because what it does is it increases range and duration of some of the skills. The only problem is you have to put it down, or you have to equip it, and it's kind of chunky. It's not really useful to put down. It takes some time. It actually is like really fun to use though, but that is the tower cylinder in comparison with the other cylinders. It's basically for range and for lulls. Now the next thing you'll want to need is alchemy crystals. As you can see in here, I have various alchemy crystals, mostly fire and water, because I mostly use heat buster and water cannon. But I have other crystals like clay crystals for things like sand burst, wind crystals for wind blast. You know, it's good to have a variety of all the crystals. They stack by 1,000, so there's plenty of crystals you can carry with you. They also have alchemy bags, so if you don't have a regular bag that's big enough for your crystals, you can use those alchemy bags. They will help as well. Also, do know that there are two different types of alchemy focus. There's battle alchemy, and then there's construct alchemy. So you can see the skills here are what follows under those types of alchemy focus. Alright, next I'm going to show you guys are the masteries that you can obtain for alchemy in Mabi. You've got alchemy mastery, water alchemy, fire alchemy, wind alchemy, clay alchemy, guard cylinder mastery, and transmutation. They're pretty much all straightforward. Alchemy mastery is going to focus on all types of alchemy skills, so you're going to want to rank this one. Then you've got water alchemy for water related skills like water cannon, fire for fire like heat buster, wind for wind like wind blast, clay for clay like sand burst, HYDRA, and then you've got guard cylinder for your guard cylinder related skills. Transmutation is basically construct related skills like synthesis, fragmentation, and so on. So ranking all of these skills, masteries, will help with your damage and your success rates. Now, the next thing I'm going to show you guys is pretty much all of the alchemy skills that you can obtain in Mabinogi. It's going to be fairly long and it's going to be fairly quick, so do know that the speed of me casting these skills are not accurate. They're all fast forwarded. Alright, so let's get started and show all of these skills for alchemy. Water cannon is pretty much a burst of water damage and also helps push back enemies. And then you got flame burst, that's for crowd control and does ticks of fire damage. Then you got wind blast that pushes enemies back further than the water cannon. You got sand burst to help blind your enemies. You got life drain to regain your life by draining theirs. You've got frozen blast to help freeze enemies in front of you and lower their defense and protection. You can summon a golem and have it get controlled by your character and use basic attacks. With the guard cylinder equipped, you can activate a special AI. Barrier spikes are used to protect your character and also damage those who attack it. You can surround yourself with spikes and stay protected, or end up trapping yourself. You can also shoot things over your spikes at enemies at a certain rank and destroy the spikes yourself if you don't want them. Once you build enough pressure, you can shoot skills like Heat Buster. Shock is a skill that attacks enemies at all angles from where you place your shock. It doesn't have to be your character. You can actually use a shock on other characters, and it can be used as a totem, attacking other enemies around it. Raincast is also used for combat, not just production. It confuses the enemy's AI and also shoots lightning at them. HYDRA is a damage over time tick that attacks enemies that it touches with the gas. Chain Cylinder is used to fully cast a specific skill like Water Cannon or Flame Burst. This is one charge, and then there's full charge. Elemental Wave can only be used when you build up the marbles for each category: fire, water, wind, and clay. In order to do that, you gotta use alchemy skills that relate to those categories. Once they're done, you'll start to see it flash, and it's ready to be used. Elemental Wave can only be used by specific alchemy skills. Once you use it, you'll see a purple flash and the skills flashing above, showing that they can be used by Elemental Wave. Golden Time is pretty much a free Elemental Wave. Use Golden Time and you'll see their marbles flash to gold, and then quickly use Elemental Wave to activate it. Here are the skills that use Elemental Wave. Frozen Blast will change to an AoE that instantly freezes. Heat Buster will shoot 3 Heat Busters instead of 1. Shock will spread out much further and shoot downwards like thunder. It's a really strong attack, and it can help with crowd control. Life Drain will drain much more than regular Life Drain. Summon Golem will change the look of its golem, and will have a special AI attack, such as Taunt. This skill is very similar to the Giant Taunt as well. Alright, we're not done yet. Now it's on to Construct Alchemy. Here I'm about to show you guys is Synthesis. First off, for Synthesis, you're going to need plenty of room in your inventory. You're going to have to synthesize 3 items in order to get a new item. I'm going to do an example by getting 3 shields here from Ebha, just to synthesize. Now usually if you synthesize 3 of the same item, you're going to get the same item. However, in this case I didn't. There are also synthesis recipes that you can follow that will guarantee a specific item. The most common one is the Fix Diamp. Now on to Fragmentation. Fragmentation will break down a specific item back into its original form. The amount of materials that you gain back from Fragmentation will not be the same amount that you used to make the item originally. So do keep that in mind. Metal conversion is used to change ore or ore fragments into a different type. For example, I'm going to use unknown ores and change it into irons. Irons can be changed into copper and so on. There's going to be a little minigame. You gotta hit the spinner at the right point. However, if you do mess up on the minigame, you can always cancel it and redo it again. Now the minigame requires you to hit all 4 points accurately, and what it does, it gives you a higher chance of getting gems or ores. However, it's not going to help you with the success rate. Success rate is based off of your rank, the day, and the rain bonus. But do not worry, even if you do fail the metal conversion minigame, it doesn't necessarily mean that you will not succeed the outcome. You will still have a chance of succeeding the minigame, but you just won't have a higher chance of getting gems or other ores. Mana crystallization is used to put an advanced magic skill into a form of a crystal that can be used with an alchemy cylinder. So here I am making a fireball crystal, and you will need to actually cast fireball in order to make it into a crystal, and use the appropriate crystal to turn it into a crystal. Now do keep in mind that you have an option of requesting a cast from other players. This means if you don't have the fireball skill or any other advanced magic skill, somebody that's in your party can cast for you, and then they can make the crystal for you instead. Now I'm going to go ahead and cast Ice Spear so you guys can see the Ice Spear crystal. The last one that you can create is Thunder. So there's only a total of 3 advanced magic crystals that you can make for alchemy. Once you're done making the crystals, you'll see the crystal form in your inventory. Here's an example of my character shooting the fireball crystal with alchemy. It's pretty much the same skill as fireball, same thing with Ice Spear as well. Does the same thing. However, the damage will not be as much as an original advanced magic skill, so do keep that in mind. Last but not least, I'm going to show you guys a special bonus of the Spirit Awakening skill for my ego. Now, I currently have a Tower Cylinder ego, and the Spirit ego is a male cylinder. You will need to have at least a minimum of a social level 21 for your ego in order to use your Spirit Awakening skill. So here it is. Here's my Spirit Awakening skill for my male cylinder ego. And that's pretty much all the alchemy skills in Mabinogi. Hopefully this video was very informative for you guys. If you guys have any other questions, comments, feel free to leave them in the comments below and I will help answer them. Or you guys can help each other out. Alright, thanks you guys, and stay awesome!